I could physically play the double bass. I have the, when kids start to play it, most of the time you don't want to listen. All kinds of stickers on it, like Hello Kitty, and so that was a plus. I got the violin which is alive, and that was a milestone. I would definitely be a dancer, really acting out the part and die on stage, and I try to live what I am playing. Feeling of being disconnected. People, hi, nice to meet you, how are you, good luck. Non-classical song. And there are so many incredible musicians coming from Armenia. I have so many wonderful colleagues, 𝗪 Khachaturian, and I am a huge fan of 𝗪𝗪 Grigoryan. I feel so well taken care of here. Somebody made a cake for me yesterday, and there's jam backstage, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. Difficult question. Can I say autumn?
When you were starting, is it true your first violin was made of cardboard?
Yes, it's very true, and actually my dad made it for me. And it made no sound, which was probably a good thing, because it's, when kids start to play it, most of the time you don't want to listen. But I didn't like it very much, because there was no sound, but it was just to get an impression of how the setup works. And then I could put all kinds of stickers on it, like Hello Kitty, and so that was a plus. That was the plus, and I still have it today. It's hanging on the wall, and it's tiny. It's very funny.
You started playing at the age of 4. What attracted you to the violin at such an early age?
It's a good question. I actually wanted to play the double bass because my father and my sister both played the double bass, and somehow they told me to choose something smaller. I think the official reason was that our car was too small for 3 double basses. So I'm actually today quite grateful that I can play the violin, because it has such a huge range of repertoire. Although, I could physically play the double bass. I have the, format for it. I do remember the excitement when I got the first violin that actually was a real miniature violin that worked, It felt like getting a violin that was alive. And I was telling my grandma and, my kindergarten, and that I got a violin which is alive, and that was a milestone. So that was a happy moment, really.
If you weren't a musician, what do you think your career would be?
I think I would definitely be a dancer. I always was. Dance was my parallel world. When I grew up, I watched, Maya Plisetskaya and Nureyev and Baryshnikov, and I learned the choreography of these ballets by Petipa and by heart, and then I danced them at home, So it's very much a parallel. It's like a second part of me. And also I'm so jealous of dancers because they get to really live the part on stage. They express it with their full body. Well, as a musician, you're just reduced to a fingerboard, And it's a bit a shame, I think, in the opera house, people can, be a part of production wearing costumes and really acting out the part and die on stage. And but it doesn't mean that the quality of the music that I am playing, it has also the same dramas, So that's always what I try to live what I am playing instead of play what I am playing, if that makes sense.
Do you have any pre-concert routines or superstitions?
Maybe I am a little bit superstitious. I think so. I have there are some signs that, that are well known, like a shooting star or a black cat over the road or something that Sometimes I try not to be too superstitious, but because it's like the power that you give it, it has over you, you know? But I think maybe a bit of superstition is not such a bad thing, maybe. I think there are powerful signs to pick up that you need to be open to also. So it's a balance. Yeah. Before the concert, I try to eat as little as possible because it's just too much information for the stomach. If you need to focus on something, I can't. There's no way I can eat a dinner before a concert because it's just, I need to kind of cleanse the system somehow, and maybe drink a lot of water, and I always brush my teeth before a concert, and I switch off my mobile phone because it's just, for it to be off, that means, it's maybe also a bit superstitious, but it's just a feeling of being disconnected, really, really disconnected. And sometimes I even switch off the light in my dressing room just to get complete darkness, and then you focus better and you get the moment of just to yourself. Sometimes before a concert there are so many outside interactions and people, hi, nice to meet you, how are you, good luck, you know, and then you have to be nice to everybody, and sometimes you need to just, in the moment when you go on stage, you need to really, you need to reach a sacred place of focus, you know, and to get there is...
What's your favorite thing to do or place to visit when you have a rare day off in your home city of Oslo?
I have to say I'm very lucky to live in Oslo and to have grown up in Oslo, because we have the best of the mountains and also the fjords. So it means a lot of skiing in the winter and a lot of swimming in summer, and it's just, you know, basically 20 minutes either way. So I'm very connected to nature, and to me that's a really important part. To go horse riding, for example, is something I really, really love. So yeah, I try to include that.
What's one non-classical song you can't get out of your head right now?
Non-classical song? That is actually a good question, because I do listen to all kinds of music. I think the music I always come back to is probably very good old, you know, Beatles or Bob Dylan, or even Ella Fitzgerald, you know, jazz. It's things that I always return to.
How do you find making music with the Armenian National Philharmonic Orchestra?
Oh, I'm very, very excited to be here finally working with them, because I mean, there are so many incredible musicians coming from Armenia. I have so many wonderful colleagues, you know, 𝗪𝗪𝗀 Khachaturian, and you know, people who I haven't met them, but I know they're playing since decades already. 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗙𝗏 Grigorian, I'm a huge fan of 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗙𝗏 Grigorian. Armenian culture is just so, it's so special to be here and to get to witness kind of the hospitality of the people, and the people are bright, people are quick, they respond immediately, they get it somehow, you know. I really appreciate also in the rehearsals, people are really alert, and it just feels really, I'm very grateful to be able to explore this particular piece of music together. They're all very, very friendly and lovely, and I feel so well taken care of here. Somebody made a cake for me yesterday, and there's jam backstage, and yeah, I couldn't be happier to be here.
What would you like to wish the orchestra on its 100th anniversary?
That is incredible. I wish them another 100 years of utter bliss and joy in music making, and to carry on this very impressive tradition in the most beautiful concert hall, which is a real delight to play in. It feels really like a grand hall, and you can really feel the history. of it as well. So yeah, I really wish congratulations.
Bach or Vivaldi?
God, this is Bach.
Gut strings or synthetic strings?
Difficult question, but I would maybe say gut, actually, because the instrument comes home to where it belongs, where it comes from. That's the feeling. It feels organic.
Modern or classic?
Anything but relevant today, so timeless, basically.
Plane or train?
Train.
Winter or summer?
Can I say autumn? My birthday is in late summer, so let's go for that. Summer.
Sea or mountains?
Sea.
Cocktails or wine?
Wine.
Sunrise or sunset?
I am not a morning person, so it would have to be sunset.
Book or movie?
Book. Definitely book.
Formal or casual?
Casual. Casual. Yeah.